Floyd, you made 230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see I, R, or S in that ring taking no blows. And I'm supposed to send them, yep, you're supposed to send them their cut. That's the way it works. And what's so disappointing with me, Skip, Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your
Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Shannon Sharpe has consistently been one of the loudest voices calling out Floyd Mayweather's financial habits and the contradictions in his public image. Floyd's whole brand is built on wealth, Money Mayweather. He flaunts his extravagant lifestyle with posts of endless stacks of cash, expensive cars, watches, private jets, and lavish homes. But recently, Shannon has challenged Mayweather by questioning where his money goes, and that is if he has any left. The questions Shannon asked were straightforward. If you're truly wealthy, why do you need to show it off all the time? And why do you lie about buying stuff you just can't afford?
Joe,
No,
what do you make of it?
No, I don't like it. Skip, the man has made over $500 million
500 million?
in his last 3 fights. You're 50-0. You said you want to retire at 50-0. You said this was the last. Skip, I watched him be talking to Stephen A. Says, I'm done. I ain't coming back for no amount of money. I'm done. Come on, man. Come on, Floyd. This should be beneath you.
If you've got the kind of money Floyd says he has, you don't need to flex constantly. True wealth doesn't need constant validation. It's quiet, steady, and secure. But Shannon Sharpe has quickly pointed out that Floyd's flashy displays don't align with reality. Floyd Mayweather's wealth might be more about the image he's created than the financial foundation behind it. One of the main issues Shannon has with Mayweather is the constant contradictions. Mayweather presents himself as financially unbreakable, always throwing around numbers in the hundreds of millions, constantly showing off his cash. But then there's the reality. Reports that Floyd owes the IRS millions in taxes, reports that Floyd is in debt, and even recently being held in a country for having betting debts. These aren't rumors. This is a real, documented issue with talks around it.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
It's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think
Floyd reportedly owes back taxes, and on top of that, he's even publicly requested extensions to delay payments. That's a big problem for someone who claims to have an endless money supply. It's not about debt. Every wealthy person has debt at some point. It's the hypocrisy of it all. If you're posting pictures of yourself sitting on piles of money, talking about how much you're worth, then why is the IRS knocking at your door? That's where Shannon Sharpe calls out the falsehoods. If you're truly that wealthy, paying taxes on time shouldn't be an issue. It's a lack of responsibility, and it's one of the most significant contradictions in Floyd's financial narrative.
First, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami, and many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro. As I've always said, it's hard to make money, but it's even harder to keep it. Floyd.
But it's not just the tax issues that make Shannon speak out. Floyd has made his name off his money, claiming to have made hundreds of millions over the years. But Shannon sees the desperation behind the stunts. Floyd's exhibition fights, for instance, have been a major point of contention. These are fights against lesser opponents, even social media stars, where the primary goal seems to be filling up the bank account rather than maintaining a fighting legacy. It's not about proving yourself in the ring anymore. It's about securing another payday. And that, to Shannon, is a red flag. If you're financially secure, why must you keep fighting, especially against opponents who don't pose a real challenge?
Yeah, as you often say, you're just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point. Why are you coming back?
I can make $200 million in 18 months because I want to, because I want to come back and steal some more money. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
Okay,
I enjoy
then.
watching your fights.
Okay.
Who might be next?
Floyd's been in the game long enough to know when to walk away, but he keeps fighting because he needs the money. He needs to keep the image alive and prove to the world that he's on top. It's not about the fight, it's about the attention. Shannon has repeatedly called this out, saying that Floyd's behavior contradicts everything a true wealth builder does. Real wealth doesn't need validation. It doesn't need to be put on display 24/7. Real wealth doesn't have to rely on public recognition. Floyd has constantly put himself in situations where the money is fleeting, where the legacy isn't growing. Instead of using his platform to show how to build lasting wealth, he's been more interested in creating an image of a man who has everything, when in reality, it's unclear how long that everything will last.
Money made, money made, money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
Floyd's actions don't just annoy Shannon, they also frustrate others in the boxing world. People who have been around the sport, seen the big money come and go, and understand what it means to truly secure your financial future. Eddie Hearn also pointed out that Floyd's financial situation doesn't add up. He said that Floyd might not be as wealthy as he claims. Hearn's seen the numbers behind the sport. He knows the real business. So, when he says Floyd is exaggerating his wealth, that hits differently. Hearn isn't the only one. Joe Rogan, another high-profile personality, weighed in on Floyd's financial habits too. Rogan highlighted how Mayweather's need to keep fighting exhibition matches for big paydays doesn't seem like the behavior of a man who's truly financially secure. Floyd talks big about having all this money, but then he's doing fights that don't hold any real value, just for cash. If he really had the kind of money he claims, why would he keep doing this? Why take the risk?
Boxing. Just
Also
like the,
money.
Just like the, but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's planning for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just boxing. But it's the drug of getting Floyd still trying.
And there's Mike Tyson, who also had some things to say about Floyd's approach to wealth. Tyson, a man who's seen the highs and lows of financial success, offered his opinion on Floyd's lavish lifestyle. He mentioned that Floyd should be enjoying his life and not focusing so much on proving how much money he's made. But for Shannon, Tyson's take doesn't hold up. It's not just about enjoying the wealth, it's about how you manage it. Tyson might say Floyd should enjoy the show, but Shannon sees a man who's far too obsessed with keeping up appearances rather than securing his long-term future. For Tyson, the only problem he sees is how Floyd calls himself the greatest.
84-0, right?
89, 90 and 0 before you lost.
89 and 0. Wow. So it's
Don't
not,
tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0. Chavez had 90.
Yeah.
He's fighting he's fighting like what, 8 times a year.
Yeah, it's more to it than
whoever
that.
fought him. Whoever's in the rankings.
Well, I think it's all subjective.
Picking whoever you are, come on.
I think there are more metrics and more measures.
Floyd is out here living large, but Shannon's point is that it's all smoke and mirrors. He's not living like someone who's truly set for life. What really triggered some of the latest backlash was Floyd's recent claim about purchasing luxury apartments in Manhattan. Floyd posted on social media proudly claiming that he had just bought multiple apartments in one of the most expensive places in the world, Manhattan, and that these properties were now under his name. But as it turns out, this claim was later proven to be false. Floyd didn't actually own the apartments, and it seemed like just another attempt to maintain his image as a real estate mogul, even though the facts didn't back him up.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
This only added to the growing criticism that Floyd is more interested in pretending to be rich than actually making smart financial moves. For Shannon Sharpe, this kind of stunt is exactly what he's been talking about all along. It's not about the wealth, it's about the performance. Floyd is selling an illusion, one where he's always on top, always in control. But the reality doesn't match up with the story he's telling the world.
See that he's lying and fraud, and when you look into his paperwork, everybody say the paperwork's still into the person name who owned it. So he going around fraud and taking false pictures.
The problem is that Floyd's public image depends so much on this narrative. He wants everyone to see him as this untouchable figure, someone who's made it, someone who is always in the winner's circle. But the more that's revealed about his financial struggles, his questionable claims, and his need for constant validation, the more it looks like Floyd's wealth is built on a house of cards. The moment the facade starts to crack, it becomes harder and harder to ignore. Floyd may want to be seen as the ultimate success story, but the cracks are showing. Whether it's the tax problems, the questionable exhibition matches, or the lies about luxury apartments, the image of Floyd Mayweather as the king of money isn't as secure as he wants everyone to believe.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know.
Shannon Sharpe isn't coming at Floyd out of jealousy or spite. He's just calling it how he sees it. And to him, Mayweather is someone who squandered an incredible opportunity. He could have been the blueprint for turning boxing fame into long-term generational wealth. Instead of just flaunting flashy cars and diamonds, he could have used his platform to teach financial literacy to build something that lasts beyond knockouts. But right now, Floyd seems stuck chasing quick clout, not building lasting value. And that, to Shannon, is the real tragedy. Not that Floyd's broke, but that he could have become so much more than a flex.
To late 40s now, still fighting with these random people in random places.
Yeah.
For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. That's, chains, that's a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
Get yourself some.
Even Stephen A. Smith, one of Floyd's biggest fans, couldn't hold back. On his ESPN show, he dropped a bombshell. I'm disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother Floyd Mayweather. This wasn't clickbait, it was heartfelt concern. Stephen A. questioned Floyd's lifestyle, asking, is his monthly overhead so high that all the money's just gone? Then came the real sting. He might be hosting at your local nightclub because he needs that check. He wasn't clowning Floyd, he was worried. A man who once ruled boxing may now be caught in a downward spiral, and it's painful to watch.
Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Then there was Super Bowl weekend 2024. Floyd allegedly dropped over $1 million just on a luxury suite in Vegas. And that's not even counting the bets he placed and high-end shopping sprees he went on. Sure, that kind of spending fits the Mayweather brand, but it raises eyebrows too. Critics are asking, how long can he keep this up? He's projecting wealth, no doubt, but the way he's doing it has people wondering whether it's sustainable or just smoke and mirrors.
You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharpe's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate
Floyd Mayweather used to represent the pinnacle of greatness in boxing. But now his image is starting to fade. It's not just about how many belts he won or who he ducked. It's about how he's slowly becoming a symbol of excess, of a man more focused on being seen as rich than being remembered as great. Money doesn't equal legacy. And Floyd, whether he realizes it or not, is risking both.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20.
James Toney didn't sugarcoat it. Floyd ain't the greatest. Not even close. This wasn't hate, it was experience talking. Toney lived through an era where fighters took real risks. They didn't wait for their opponents to slow down. They went toe-to-toe in their prime. But Floyd? He waited. He timed things. He faced legends like De La Hoya, Cotto, and Mosley, but when they were past their peak, that perfect record of his, it came wrapped in caution.
Right,
I came up under the best.
Yeah, this has all been a very smart marketing play. I get that. I mean, I went down to see your mate Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather, and it was a fascinating thing to watch. I never actually thought he could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
He did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe-to-toe with him, and it was really interesting to watch.
He did really
and it was a massive success.
When guys like Toney speak, it cuts deep. Not because they're hating, but because they're telling the truth. Toney's legacy is already carved in stone. He doesn't need Floyd's approval. He's been through wars. He's not wrong to say Floyd helped create an era of boxing where spectacle replaced substance. Now, instead of fighting the best, Floyd is fighting YouTubers and soccer players. And every time he says it's just for fun, it sounds more like a cover-up. Because when someone keeps shouting "I'm rich" over and over, you start wondering why they need to.
Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
That's the real question floating around. Is Floyd still rich? Or is he just trying to look rich? Joe Rogan said it straight. Mayweather's lifestyle is expensive, and the only way to keep up with it, keep earning. And that's why we keep seeing him in these odd, meaningless fights. It's not for love of the game, it's about keeping the money flowing. Just like 50 Cent once said,
Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag.
This man is living paycheck to paycheck. Think about it. He once asked the IRS for an extension on a $22 million tax bill after the Pacquiao fight. He's been hit with federal charges over crypto schemes. He still owes Logan Paul money from their exhibition. And yet he claims to be making $20 to $30 million every time he spars an influencer. If that were true, wouldn't his legal issues vanish overnight? Why is he always the loudest in the room about how rich he is?
It's Money May, Aaron Mayweather too. Go Money Green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world. MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We getting the job done. Money make, and y'all know the rest.
Because real wealth doesn't need to scream. Floyd isn't just chasing money. He's chasing the image of being wealthy. And the harder he tries, the more people start to doubt. He used to be respected for his discipline and brilliance in the ring. Now he's being questioned for the circus he's made of his legacy. Even Canelo, Joe Rogan, James Toney, they all see it. This isn't about hate. This is about a legend losing his way.
One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less, can't be less than 10, because then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the account. Eddie, hold on.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
But when Eddie was,
two hungry fuckers for money.
And with every exhibition fight, his reputation takes another hit. He's not fighting warriors. He's fighting entertainers. And each time he does, the fans roll their eyes a little more. More and more, people are saying, maybe Toney was right. And when Logan Paul publicly calls him out for unpaid money, it makes Floyd look small. The cracks in the armor are showing.
Everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight?
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall,